I always had a tendency to enjoy spending time with kids. It was easy for me, it was pleasurable. I wanted that human connection. حتى with adults, I couldn't see myself working anywhere where I had to think about دوام اللي شوية رسمي ولا stiff. I was curious about human nature, I was curious about what makes people act in certain ways, why do people react in certain ways. And I got introduced into psychology and instantly got attracted to that. Started out doing some volunteer work, worked in hospitals, worked in special needs schools, and saw that the demand is there. But the field was still very young and extremely misunderstood with the Kuwait. When I started studying, knowing more about it, I knew I wanted to go towards kids, families, working within the structure of a family and how to get kids to express a bit more, how to get kids to be more involved in managing their own emotions and their own self. Being able to break traditional kind of understandings of how families should communicate. And things are changing, the world is changing, and the needs and the demands that the kids have are extremely different. So we can't expect that we should act the way we acted many, many years ago. My main efforts go towards abuse. This is an area where there's not many people that are trying to help, and they don't know how to help in that way. And with kids, especially, that lack of understanding and communication. I wanted to, in some way, try to help these kids be able to stand up for themselves, defend themselves, have a voice. If that voice has to be mine, if that face has to be mine, in pushing a campaign towards ending abuse, then let it be mine. But the journey was tough, but it was exciting. The tough part is no one understood it. People discouraged me quite often. ايش بتسوين؟ وين بتشتغلين؟ ما حد راح يتقبل، انت كويتية ما حد راح يقول لك اسراره. The confidentiality aspect was huge, and I take it very seriously. And that's something that I think I just had to work really hard to prove, to get the acceptance and get more training and get the word out. It's been an inspirational journey for me to just see people's reactions and see people changing and see the help that I can give and see these families kind of grow stronger, more positive, feel like they can move on from any sort of issue or problem that they might be facing. It's still going. The journey is still going. I just felt that connection. It was easy to work with kids. It was easy to have them open up to me. But at the same time, a lot of kids, especially within our society, are quite voiceless. And I wanted to be that voice for them. I wanted to be there to take away that stigma of special needs, take away that stigma of abuse, and start being able to look at each child as an individual with full rights, with full life ahead. And I guess it was both a calling or a passion, but it was also that it felt natural. It was instinctual for me to do that. And obviously if you're working towards something that you love, it doesn't feel like a job. I think it's seeing kids. I remember one specific story. I was volunteering in a hospital, and there's a type of anxiety-related issue that's called selective mutism, where a child, either because of extreme anxiety or because of a shock, refuses to speak to people. And there was one child that's in the anxiety-free room in a hospital that was playing, and you know, she's happy, she'd play, she's enjoying herself, but she just would not talk. They haven't heard her voice in months. After a couple of days of being in the hospital with her, she started talking to me. Seeing that one person can make that change, and the happiness in her mom's face. طبعا the nurses and the doctors, everyone was excited. It took a while. She didn't just break her silence and start shouting, but I could be a positive change, and that's what I wanted to be. They inspire me daily. You still have a huge part of the population that either refuses to acknowledge that they have an issue or they have a problem or that they need help. You still have that notion of لا هذا مال الأجانب، احنا عندنا أهل وعندنا حبايب نقدر نكلمهم، ايش حق احتاج أكلم psychologist، ايش حق احتاج psychiatrist. بس there has been a push سواء حتى من the government side ومن a lot of individuals towards understanding what psychology portrays. This stigma is changing. يعني أنا for me the proof is in the demand, and the demand is huge. Alhamdulillah, يعني people are trying to change. They're coming. They're showing up. And confidentiality, of course, is one of the first things that I discuss. So they know, and that's the thing. If you work within ethical boundaries, if you talk about what you do, if you normalize it, if you humanize it, people seek it, and that's what I've been trying to do. And I'm bridging that gap between psychology and parenting and family values and learning and education. It's not scary. It's not related to the notion of wallah, someone is crazy or they lost their mind to be able to need a psychologist. No, it's mental health. I mean, we take care of our bodies. Let's take care of our minds. Let's take care of our emotions, our feelings, and lead better lives and be better human beings. Part of it was the field is again not very understood. It's أكو نزاعات حق التراخيص وهالمشكلة. That's not gender specific, that's in general. But then going through the process للحين دواء الحكومية وكذي, it's tough, and usually it is done predominantly by males, and عندك يا مندوبك يا المخلص يا أخو يا أبو يا but I pretty much did it on my own. حتى المخلص quit on me. He said ما قاعد يمشي شغلك, it's too complicated because of the timing في صراع حق اللايسنس, and I just ended up going to كل هذه الأماكن on my own. The human element was actually really important. يعني أكو ناس اللي because you're a woman بيبون يمشونك بسرعة، أكو ناس يخلصون لك شغلك بسرعة because you're a woman، بس أكو ناس that were really genuine, that wanted to help. بس you just had to come in with compassion. You had to be kind. You had to ask how their day was instead of هاك خلص لي أوراقي. I think this is something, when it comes to compassion, women have more to give and have more available, and that changes حتى طريقة التعامل, حتى طريقة how things are supposed to run, and I hope we can learn from that. I hope we can share that rather than think we have to kind of go towards the masculine characteristics to get work done or to run a business. No, you can run a business with compassion and values and ethics, and I think this is how women can not only succeed but be superior in that sense. A lot of the times I see people who, I think it's global, it's not just Kuwait أو our society, but our society تحديدا عندهم هذه المشكلة مرات إن we are always looking for what's next rather than enjoying the moment. So if that is something for me that I'm trying to kind of think about or حتى train myself to do, إن be present in the moment, enjoy the things that are around you, work towards goals, of course, but at the same time, be present, be here. We're so overstimulated, and the future generations are going to be even more so. Don't get distracted by just the shiny, bright things. Have a focus, but at the same time, enjoy what's there. And there are no boundaries except the boundaries that you put for yourself. So seek out opportunities, enjoy it, live it. That would be what I would say. Honestly, nowadays, seeing women and seeing the strength of women within the region, there are no boundaries. The options are, I think, limitless. Just looking at some of the statistics that there are more women studying in جامعة الكويت. That's inspiring. You see women having leadership roles, they're starting their own companies, they're facing a lot of these obstacles. يعني as simple as getting a license to open my office. It's a horrible experience, but you could do it. And people are going through it. It's not a man's world anymore. So it's really exciting, and I think women should believe in themselves more. They should seek out opportunities and don't take no for an answer. Absolutely. نحن قادرات أكيد.